In this update, we're crossing a bridge to build some new ones. This is the first Severn crossing, and we're on our way to Chepstow, head office of Cass Hayward. This is a Cass Hayward bridge. This is a Cass Hayward bridge. And very soon, this will be a Cass Hayward Bridge too. It's the Factory Flyover element of the Great Central Reunification project. We couldn't be in better hands, and in a moment we'll take you for an exclusive tour of the design office to show you how they're tackling the challenges this section presents. But first, a reminder from Tim Dunn.
If every person watching this video gave just a couple of quid, we'd have this railway built in almost no time. What's really required, either one-off donations or even if you can afford it, maybe monthly donations as well.
So now over to the experts at Cass Hayward to tell us what they're up to.
We've got to tell the contractor where the bridge has got to be built, how big bits of concrete are. You've seen there's rebar that goes into there, that we have to actually physically describe every bit of steel rebar in there. We also have to tell the contractor how he should build the bridge in a way that won't cause the bridge to be compromised either in its temporary state or when it's actually being used.
There are two elements in the Factory Flyover, and in total they comprise another 60 metres of the project. Connecting to the existing Midland Main Line bridge, first trains heading south will cross a factory car park on a concrete viaduct, before going over Railway Terrace at a height of 5.3 metres on a metal bridge. The vision begins with the draftsman, Jason Hill.
The main challenges on this for myself has been the interface details, especially with the MML structure, making sure we tie it in as best we can. So it's making sure we get the offsets right, the expansion joints right, making sure we have enough room to build, enough room for tolerance. Also your rail clearances as well for your walkways and your construction depth for your ballasts. It is an exciting job. It's a brilliant job to work on. I'm really enjoying it.
We've got a track alignment that obviously has to go over the bridge. And then we've got to make sure, of course, where all the bridge beams and the parapets and the waterproofing and the expansion joints, any telecommunication cables and the walkways to allow track maintainers to be able to walk up and down and maintain the railway, but also if a train for some reason had to stop on the viaduct, that the public are able to safely be disembarked and taken to a safe egress point.
We start off with codes. These are the sort of rules that we have to abide by when producing a design. It gives us all the formulas, all the material parameters, that sort of stuff. We then turn that into a set of calculations that come out of a model, which I've got here. Blue lines there are the piles that have been modelled. And one of the challenges is to pile into that rock. So we're trying to refine the design to make the smallest possible piles work whilst keeping the stiffness of the structure, because under the traction and braking forces, the whole thing wants to sway. As you can see here, that all the reinforcement is inside the concrete, and it can be quite congested. So there's not much working space, and every bar has a purpose, so it can fill up quite quickly. Along with that, you have to comply with the codified requirements for minimum reinforcement, maximum reinforcement, spacing, laps and anchorages.
I'm currently checking reinforcement bars in concrete. So that's one of these things in the concrete to make the concrete stronger for tension. At the moment, I'm checking this one tiniest section, and it's got like each lines have like 282 bars, and then this one's got 276 bars. Main thing is these bars have been designed, and do they fit in the concrete or do they fit in a deck? And then there are so many different shapes that you can choose from, and you also have to check the loading on it.
With the Pressy Spark and Railway Terrace flyover, we're quite fortunate in the sense that the concrete works are within the Pressy Spark car park, but at some point we've got to put the steel U-deck over the Railway Terrace, so we need to sort of simplify the form of that bridge, which is why we've gone for a U-deck, which is generally a one-piece lump, so that it can be lifted in place in a single, probably overnight road closure of Railway Terrace and perhaps Falcon Street. So it has minimum impact on either people using the tip or Pressy Spark themselves.
As the Factory Flyover approaches construction, it's important to keep an eye on the future too.
When we're constructing the southern supporting abutment to the Railway Terrace steel span, which is also common to what will be the 200 metre long concrete span, that we're not causing issues to the existing flood bund and protection to that area of Loughborough. We set ourselves the 16-week design programme. We're 3/4 of the way through it, and we've produced about 3/4 of the deliverables, and they're going through checking.
The pile of final plans is steadily growing. Next comes a tender to find a contractor to build this section, but we can't do that until we have all the money in place. Right now, we've got more than 3/4, but there's still a way to go. If you want to see this railway getting built, please consider a donation. Every pound counts and takes us closer to the day the Great Central Reunification project is completed. Once again, thank you for your support.